Hey y'all, Dillis here. So this is part 7 of my late blooming lesbian journey. In the last video, I said that I moved back to Savannah, Georgia for the second time, and I had to call on my friends to help me financially. And the one thing that I know how to do is hustle. I'm from New York, so I got a lot of beads together, started making waist beads and bracelets, and started selling my jewelry at the park. And then I joined some group on Facebook about travel and just different things like that, just to meet people, network, and so on and so forth. And this lady hit me up and she invited me to this travel program or whatever the case may be. And that's where I met this other girl. And we're going to call her Annoyance because bitch was annoying. But that's not the person I want to talk about. It's leading up to it. So Annoyance and I started hanging out business wise because we were part of a team, and so we had to help each other where this travel company was concerned. And at the same time, I had added my social media marketing and virtual assistant business on Thumbtack. So I was doing two things at the same time. And then with this company, I had to dish out a couple amount of money. It was like $200 or something like that. So I was like, you have to make money, spend money to make money. So then Annoyance invited me to, I'm just cutting the story short. Annoyance invited me to a tattoo party she was having at her house. Mind you, like I said, we were getting to know each other business wise, so on and so forth. The part I didn't like about her is that she made a pass at me, and I was like, no, I don't mix business with pleasure. We don't do that. And she started telling me about, she goes both ways. She's bi, she's fluid, whatever. I'm like, all right, cool, full blown lesbian. We don't do that. So she invited me to the tattoo party where I got my tattoo. It says free on my arm. And her ex showed up. Mind you, they haven't been together for 2 years or whatever. Ex was cute. I was looking at her. She was looking at me, whatever the case may be. I didn't think anything of it. I was making waist beads and making money while the tattoo artist was making money. I think I made over $150 that night. I don't remember. Anywho, I didn't have a car at the time, so I was like, okay, well, I was staying somewhere with a friend, and I was like, okay, I'm headed home, and they were smoking and drinking. I didn't want anyone to like drive or whatever. So she was like, are you sure? I was like, yeah. And Annoyance was like high, fucked up. Her eyes were just like crazy. So I had my Lyft, the app of the Lyft, and I had ordered a Lyft. And I just sat down, and her ex was like, I thought you said you believe. I'm like, yeah, I just ordered a Lyft. She was like, well, I don't mind taking you home. You can cancel it. I'm like, are you sure? She goes, yes. Like, all right, cool, no problem. So she said I have to make a stop at my mom's house. I said, fine. So when she dropped me off, we sat in the car. We talked for like about an hour, just getting to know each other. She wanted to know where I was from. She'd never seen me before, here in Savannah, yada, yada, yada. Long story short, we started to connect, and there was some type of chemistry there, and we were like, okay, we could just see each other and just go on a couple dates or whatever. And so when that started happening, I went to Annoyance, which is the ex, and mind you, I said they were separated, or not separated, but they had broken up 2 years prior, just out of courtesy and respect, because I met her ex through her. Now the ex we're gonna call Savannah. Let's put it out there. So she was like, well, I don't care if you date, or I don't care if y'all together, da da da, because she was distracted by somebody else, which was fine. So we were dating, going out to dinners and so on and so forth, and then we started dating. And it was cool, but after a while, due to the fact that I left that narcissistic abusive relationship, this person was very controlling, in a sense that she had her own place for a while. I think she hadn't lived with the person for a very long time, and her and the ex broke up 2 years ago. So she was single and doing her own thing. And so I was like, all right, cool, but it's not a problem for me. So there's a couple times I stayed over, and the way that I made the bed was not, good enough for her. The bed had to be made this way. The way that I cook, it bothered her the way that I cook, because I didn't put enough seasoning in the food. She liked to drink and party and so on and so forth. I like to party every now and again, but I know when to leave the party, and I'm not a drinker. So she would say stuff like, damn, I need to go find me a girlfriend that drinks. I'm like, have at it. Fuck you, do what you want. I don't care. There were moments in a relationship where I would say something and she would mock me. And then I told her about, the abuse that I experienced. So sometimes there were moments where I would get triggered. And that would annoy her, because she felt like I was manipulating her with me and the trauma experience and the triggers. And when am I going to get over it? And, all this other kind of stuff. And when we would go out, It's like, have a drink, have a drink. I could have one drink and I'm good to go. I don't need to have 5, 6, 7 drinks for me to feel good. So that became a problem with us as well. And then I'm a very affectionate person. I love hugs and kisses and just affection and cuddles. And that was bothering to it bothered her, because she was like, damn, I already gave you 3 kisses. Why I needed more? Why I need to hug up on me? Why I need to do this and why I need to do that? And then the other thing that really annoyed me about her is the fact that when we were out and about, and she was a little older than me, it's like, oh, I don't want to hold your hand in public because straight people might beat us up and do this to us. Like, I don't want to kiss you in public like that because people might look at us funny. I'm like, you're fucking old. We're old. I don't have time for this shit. And those things started to annoy me because I felt like I couldn't be myself around her. I felt like this wasn't love. I felt like everything I did was never enough for her or anything like that. I remember one time for her birthday, I saved up a good amount of money. I got a hotel, and then I I hired a romance concierge. The romance concierge came to the hotel room and decorated it in her favorite football team's colors, which was Dallas Cowboys. So everything was white and blue and silver. The fake rose petals on the bed. I had sent over pictures of me and her, so there were pictures of us in pictures frames all over the room. There was blue, white, and silver covered chocolate strawberries or whatever the case may be. I got her a bucket. Well, they did a bucket of ice with her favorite drink, which was Crown Royale. And then I had like 5 or 6 different pairs of lingerie, and I did a whole fashion show for her. And then we went to Florida with her family, and the whole weekend I was like, you don't have to pay for anything. I got you. All that to say, she was upset with me because I did not give her a gift. I didn't give her something she wanted, which was a bag or a shirt or whatever the case may be. Of all the things that I did, she was just like, I was for it because you didn't give me a gift. I'm like, I gave you a whole fucking experience. So all of that made me think, like, you know what? You don't deserve me. You're not loving me the way I want to be loved. You're not treating me the way I want to be treated. And then whenever she would say something to me and I'm like, hey, what did you say? She would get upset because she don't like repeating herself. One time we were eating liver and gizzard from this place. And I was like, oh my God, babe, it's so good, isn't it? And then I said the second time, shit, this is really good. And she slammed her hand on the table. Why the hell you got to repeat yourself? I heard you the first time. I was like, I'm good. I'm good. So I broke up with her. I broke up with her twice, actually. When I was in New York one time, and then again when I came up to Savannah. Because like I said, that's home for me. And so after that, I was like, you know what? Fuck you. Do your thing. I'm going to do me. And then I think it was 3 months later, after I broke up with her, she calls me, oh, your jacket is in storage. I'm like, you could keep it. I don't want it. I miss you. I miss talking to you. I want to be with you. You're my person. I said, let me ask you a question. If you perceive me to be so selfish and so manipulative, why do you want to be with somebody like me if that's the case? Oh, you're my person. I said, and your ass is toxic. You had your closure. I had mine. We don't need to be together. Good luck. Goodbye. Block, delete. And then comes Mrs. Holly, or Miss Holly. My partner that I have right now, and that'll be part 8.